Hello, Oilers fans. Austin here with the Day After Discussion podcast episode for the Oilers 4-1 loss to the Dallas Stars. This episode, I'm going to try and streamline things just a little bit more. It's probably going to be an under 20-minute long episode. Not feeling 100%. Got some stuff I need to get done, so we're going to try and get through the main topics as quickly as I can, but also still have a good and engaged discussion. If there's anything that I missed, if there's anything that you want to talk about from the game last night, make sure you let me know your comments in the comments section below. And of course, if you like today's episode, make sure to hit that like button. If you really like it, make sure to subscribe if you're not yet subscribed to the channel. And let's kind of just jump right into it. Like I said, the Oilers, they lost 4-1 to Dallas last night. They controlled a lot of the play for about 39 minutes. Edmonton was in full control of this game, especially at 5-on-5. They give up an absolute backbreaker of a goal on the penalty kill with about 30 seconds left in the second period, and that was pretty much it. Dallas came out in the third period. They controlled the play. They had the better chances, and Edmonton wasn't able to kind of get anything going in the third period. There's some really concerning signs right now with a few players. A couple players I haven't talked about yet. Last video I talked about Nugent-Hopkins struggles. Today we're going to talk a little bit about another player and maybe even a couple. So our day after discussion, as I said, the Oilers, they lose 4-1 to the Dallas Stars. Expected goals for percentage at 5-on-5 was 53.40%. Our topics for discussion today: McDrai needs to end. That is the first topic, and that is maybe the biggest topic of the day. Zach Hyman, we will discuss his play and his lack of production. He doesn't have a goal or an assist this season, so we're going to see what's going on with him. Stuart Skinner, going to talk a little bit about Stuart Skinner. Last night, I expressed a little bit of frustration with him. Now, I don't want to just keep piling on Stuart Skinner. I find he is way overhated in oil country. So I'm going to give a fair analysis and discuss what I think should be occurring in the future for this goaltender. We're going to talk about the special teams because they have not been very special for Edmonton so far. And where is the offense? Where is it? We're going to discuss the Oilers' depth and where they stand in terms of goal scoring this season. And then, of course, I'll have my general closing thoughts. So let's kind of jump into it. Before I get started, though, I do like to give a friendly reminder. Every single topic will be timestamped. If there's anything that you want to skip to, if there's anything that you don't want to watch, if there's anything you want to come back to, you can do so easily with the media player. Everything will be timestamped. Super easy to just choose where you want to go in the video. And yeah, let's get into it. So first topic: McDrai needs to end. For some reason, every coach in Edmonton history since Draisaitl and McDavid have been together ever as players on this team in 2016. They just go to Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl at the first sign of trouble. Did the Oilers struggle the first couple games of the season? Yes. Did they need to put Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl together right away? No. And, maybe Knobloch's mindset was, all right, the team's struggling to put the puck in the net. These two can get the puck in the net. Let's try and get the crowd into it, referring to the Oilers' home crowd because they did play their first 4 games at home. Let's try and get the crowd into games. Let's try and build some momentum and let these two go to work. Right now, these two are not working. Yes, they did connect in the overtime against Philly, and yes, they did connect with the 6-on-5 when they pulled the net with a 3-goal deficit against Dallas. However, when we're looking at 5-on-5 play, not 6-on-5, not 3-on-3, these two are not really working. Are they getting chances? Yes. Is there a bit of puck luck involved? Absolutely. But they seem like they're always on the ice for a goal or two against every game, and maybe a goal for if they're lucky. I thought they played pretty okay against Nashville. By pretty okay, I mean actually pretty good. But for the most part, they just don't look 100% playing together right now. And my biggest concern with playing them together consistently at the moment is it confuses me as a fan. The Oilers management, they went out and signed 2 top 6 wingers in the offseason to play with Leon Draisaitl, give him a boost on that second line, because last year Draisaitl played a lot of his season with guys like Dylan Holloway, Warren Foegele, Ryan McLeod, guys that are skilled and have speed, but maybe aren't bona fide top 6 goal scorers. And you need guys who can produce in the top 6 to play with your best players and drive offense. So far this season, Leon Draisaitl, he's been on that second line with Jeff Skinner and Victor Arvidsson, I think, for a game and a half is how long it lasted, which is unfortunate because there were signs that Arvidsson and Draisaitl were getting some chemistry together, and Jeff Skinner has looked solid all season. I would really, really like to see Draisaitl back on his own line. I would like to see the offense spread out a little bit. And is this also trying to get Nugent-Hopkins driving his own line? Because that's also not working. That's actually a super massive detriment. I will say, before Draisaitl was put on the McDavid line, the logic, I think there was more logic than just trying to get offense sparked. Nugent-Hopkins was a black hole. Every time the top line was out there, Nugent-Hopkins was absolutely killing every single play. So maybe not block Whitten. You know what? Let's put Nugent center. We'll put Draisaitl up on that top line, see if that shifts anything. Nugent-Hopkins' game has not shifted for the better. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is still a literal black hole out on the ice. He has one of the worst expected goals for percentage of any forward in the league, minimum 45, 50 minutes played. And I'm pretty sure he's bottom 10, maybe bottom 15, according to Natural Stat Trick. I'd have to take another look at the stat. It's not good. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is not playing well. And if that's a player that the coach still wants to have in the top 6, and maybe he's not sure if he can have Nugent-Hopkins in the top 6 if Draisaitl plays on his own line. Well, that's something that they're going to have to figure out. They're going to have to tweak the forward lines just a little bit more. But for now, you have to play Draisaitl with me, not with McDavid. You have to play Draisaitl on his own line. McDavid and Draisaitl together, if a team can shut them down, the rest of the team gets shut down 9 times out of 10. And that line is just not clicking. They are not producing offense. And it's not just Draisaitl and McDavid that aren't really producing. It's Zach Hyman as well. Zach Hyman last season was dynamite. He was it seemed like everything was going in the net. And I've talked a lot about this. I've beaten this horse to death, but we knew Zach Hyman was going to regress. We knew he was. His career shooting percentage going into last season was like 12.9%, and then he shoots 18% in the regular season. He shoots like another 24% in the playoffs or whatever it was. We knew that regression was coming. Anyone that was expecting Zach Hyman to score 50 goals this season, you were setting yourself up to be disappointed. There was no way that was going to happen. It's just unheard of for his age to be able to maintain that type of career high production shooting percentage. However, I did not expect him to have 0 goals at this point in the season. So we're going to transition to Zach Hyman now. Zach Hyman, like I said, not only does he have 0 goals, he doesn't even have a single assist. Is Zach Hyman doing the right things? Is he doing the little things right? Absolutely. He wins a lot of board battles. He's getting himself in front of the net. He's getting his nose dirty. He's getting hit a lot. He's being punished in front of that crease, trying to make sure he's getting rebounds. And is there a little bit of puck luck involved in him not scoring right now? Yes. The goal scoring will come. Zach Hyman, I'm still not worried about. His advanced analytics still look pretty decent. And he's in the right spots. I will say one area of concern for Zach Hyman has been on the power play. I find that he doesn't even get to touch the puck. This puck on the Oilers power play, it is just going around the perimeter constantly. He's that inside lane. He's the one on the back door. He's the one at the top of the crease looking for tips. I don't remember. Oh my God, what a voice crack. I don't remember the last time that he was able to get a deflection on a puck from the point, a shot, get a rebound in front. It seems like Zach Hyman does not even get to touch the puck on the power play, and that's probably not helping things. A lot of players, they need to get that feel of the puck. They have to get into the game early sometimes. And whether it's on the power play or even strength, Zach Hyman is super, super struggling right now. And it's something that we have not seen yet in his tenure with the Oilers. He has not struggled like this. I don't think he's gone 6 straight games without a point, let alone a goal, since he got to Edmonton. That first year with the Oilers, he had 27 goals in 76 games, 54 points. That second year, he had 83 points in 79 games. So he was over a point per game in that second season with the Oilers. And last year, he had that crazy 54 goals in the regular season, 16 goals in the playoffs. He scored 70 goals last year, playoffs and regular season combined, which is just hilariously absurd. But so far this season, 0 goals, 0. He's got zeros across the board, and he's not the only forward that has zeros. But for someone that is making the money that he is, that gets to play with Connor McDavid every single night, Zach Hyman is stapled to Connor McDavid's line. And has been for the last 2 or 3 years. Zach Hyman needs to, they need to start buckling down on some of these chances. They need to start bearing down and finding a way to get that puck in the net. Zach Hyman last night against Dallas, he had some good looks. First period, he had a good chance in front. And then I think in the second period, he had another chance where he came out in front with the puck. But he's not elevating the puck. A lot of these shots, he's trying to go 5-hole. He's trying to go short side. Elevate that puck. Go up. Go up on the goalie. When the goalie's down on his knees, just try and go pick a corner. Zach Hyman is someone that isn't a, I guess, target shooter, I would say. He's someone that does rely on the rebounds in front. He's kind of like a Ryan Smith that way, where, a puck bounces off of him. He gets his stick on it. He makes life miserable for a goaltender, and he's able to shuffle pucks into open nets if the goaltender is moving and the puck lands at his feet. But for Zach Hyman right now, this is a very tough start to his season. And for the Oilers to have any kind of sustained success moving forward, for this team to get themselves into the win column and find a way to start feeling good about their games, Zach Hyman has to be part of that. He has to be part of the solution and start getting things going, because right now things are not going for him. He's as cold as any forward on this team right now, and hopefully he can get things going. Next player we're going to talk about is Stuart Skinner. Now, I was pretty hard on Stuart Skinner last night. If you watch my post-game reaction, I essentially put the game on Skinner's shoulders. Was that a fair assessment at the time? No. However, is there still like a half-truth to it? Yes. You'd think with a team of Edmonton's maturity level, the amount of veterans on that team, one goal should not break the camel's back. One goal should not be the backbreaker where the whole team deflates. That's not how it should work. However, this is the National Hockey League. This is a team that is struggling to get into the win column consistently this season, and sometimes it can take one goal for the whole bench to just be deflated, and that was last night with Stuart Skinner. Now, I saw a few people posting that the goal that beat Skinner hit Adam Henrique's stick. And I have looked at the replay numerous times. Now, the only thing that I have seen where it looks like it deflected off his stick was a screenshot. Bruce McCurdy, who writes for the Edmonton Journal, he posted a screenshot. And it does look like the puck goes off the tip of Henrique's stick. However, when you watch the video, looking at a screenshot is one thing, because it's hard to tell where the actual puck is based on the camera angle and all that stuff. It's like the goal in Calgary in 2004. Based on the camera angle that they had, it looked like the puck's in the net. But then when you use science and angles and physics, when you know where the puck actually was, it wasn't, over the red line. Last night, Bruce McCurdy, he posted this screen grab. I'll quickly show it, actually. It's this one right here. Now, it does look like the puck is hitting that stick. However, when I watch the actual replays, I see no redirection. I don't see that puck deflect funny. I don't see the puck going in off of the tip of Henrique's stick. Maybe it did, and if it did, the blame is a little less on Stuart Skinner. However, look at how tiny Skinner is in his crease. Look at how much net there is on this right side, which would be Skinner's left, but the right side for the shooter. I think whether this deflected or not does not matter. This puck was going to beat Stuart Skinner. He's at the top of his crease, but he looks so tiny. He's not cutting his angle very well, and he's leaving this entire right side open. This is a situation where you needed one save, and they didn't get one save. Now, Bruce McCurdy, I love his content. I think he's great, and him and I have discussed this team numerous times on Twitter before. We've had some good discussions. This is a situation where it's a rare situation where I don't actually agree with Bruce. This puck was going in regardless. But it is a good reminder that, on first glance, it's good not to overreact sometimes. I think Oilers fans all night were really reacting to that goal against. But Bruce comes in with another angle, and that's something that Bruce has been really good about, is he always tries to find a different way to look at a certain play. Is there still a player to blame? Is there still a situation where it's a negative? Yes. But he does try and do his best to, allow fans to think a little bit more clearly on a certain play. For that one last night, I still would have liked to save from Stuart Skinner. I'm a Stuart Skinner believer. I have been a Stuart Skinner believer for years. I love Stuart Skinner. I think he has that elite goaltending potential, and we've seen it. We've seen it. He outdueled Jake Ottinger last year in the playoffs in that 6-game series against the Stars. He technically outplayed Sergei Bobrovsky in the finals. Technically, if you want to look at the actual goals against and save percentage. But at the end of the day, the team didn't win a cup. I'm not going to talk about the cup game winner, but it's goals like that. It's like Stuart Skinner is prone to that one goal a game minimum, where it's you just kind of shake your head and go, why? How did that go in? Why did that go in? The team needed a save. He has had a save percentage of 900 just once this season. And the Oilers, look at that. They won the game with a 900 save percentage against Philly. Stuart Skinner needs to start being a little bit better. He needs to start just, I find Stuart Skinner is reacting to the play rather than just focusing on his instincts. He's overreacting to where the puck might be going, and he's not just allowing the puck to come to him. I'm not a goaltender. This is a position that is incredibly difficult for me to analyze. It's the one position in hockey that just makes me pull my hair out because there aren't clear, concise ways to truly evaluate goaltenders because they are so inconsistent. They're so consistent at being inconsistent unless they're literally top tier. There are 5 elite goaltenders in this league, and then the other 25 starters are just, they're up and down. They're hot and cold. It's wrong. It's right. It's Katy Perry. I'm just getting on a tangent now. Stuart Skinner, please just start making a few more saves. A 905 save percentage is all we ask from Stuart Skinner because the team will find a way to win games if he's giving them a really good opportunity to win. And I'll say late in the third period, Dallas made it 2-0, and then they made it 3-0 super, super quickly. That happened earlier this season already against the Calgary Flames. It's a one-goal game. Calgary makes it 2-1 in the third, and then a minute later, they make it 3-1. The Oilers have been very prone to allowing 2 quick goals back-to-back, so they need to find a way that after they give up a goal, regroup, refocus, start pushing the play back in the other end. But for Stuart Skinner, got to be better. Next thing we're going to talk about is the special teams. The Edmonton Oilers are absolutely dreadful this season with their special teams. Their power play, I believe, is now 1 for 16. I'll have to take a quick look at the actual numbers here. It is so bad. Their power play is sitting at a whopping 6.7%. Although it could be worse. It could be the Buffalo Sabres. I did not realize the Buffalo Sabres and Anaheim Ducks have not. They literally have not scored a power play goal this season. Wow. And I thought the Oilers had it bad. Now, coming into the game, Dallas was also 1 for 17. They managed to get a power play goal on Edmonton. Dallas had 1 power play. They made it count. The Oilers had 2. They did not make it count. The Oilers, when they were controlling play at 5-on-5, they were generating all the scoring chances, all the good looks, all the zone time, and they had a power play at the end of the first. They did not convert, and then they had another power play halfway through the second. They did not convert. Those could have been the absolute difference makers in this game. For a team that's always called power play merchants, I would really like to see them actually live up to that name this season. I don't care how they win games moving forward. The special teams need to be better. That penalty kill is also horrific, by the way. This is not just a power play issue. This is a penalty kill issue as well. They lost a lot of personnel from their penalty kill last season. Guys like Warren Fogle, Ryan McLeod, I think, is very, very missed on Edmonton's penalty kill unit. Ryan McLeod was a very solid two-way forward for that penalty kill and someone that was very defensively responsible. And it's been a rough start to the penalty kill. Do I think it's gonna regress back to kind of normal range? Yes. Is it gonna be at the elite level that it was in the playoffs? No. I don't think the Oilers have the penalty kill personnel to have it sit at at 85, 90%. This penalty kill at minimum, though, should be clicking at about 80, maybe 76, 77, 78%. Because the penalty kill it's creating a situation where Edmonton goes on the penalty kill and everyone's gripping their sticks really, really tight. And fans, their butt cheeks are clenching really, really tight because it's like everyone knows. The fans at home know, the fans in the building know, and the players on the ice know. If that puck is going in the net on the penalty kill, maybe the game is over at that point. And that's not what should be happening, especially with the power play. This power play, we're used to seeing it clip at historically high levels. And I said a couple years ago, Jay Woodcroft's full season with Edmonton, I was like, holy smokes, that's unsustainable. They're not going to be able to sustain that 2 years in a row. Well, last year, they fired Woodcroft. They brought in Knobloch. That power play was still incredibly, incredibly good. It clicked at 27% during the season. Really good power play. To the point where officials don't call as many penalties as maybe they might normally if the Oilers didn't have such a strong power play. Whether that's wrong or right, that's a totally different discussion, but that's just the reality of the situation. In the playoffs, Edmonton's power play was also phenomenal. So far this season, it's gotten off to a slow start, and there are a few culprits for that. And one of them is Nugent-Hopkins, because every play dies on his stick. He's not winning puck battles. He's not getting shots on net, and he has been a perimeter player on that power play. Number 2, the team is doing nothing creative on the power play. The power play is it's not creative. If they're not looking for Draisaitl for the one-timer, then they're feeding it to Bouchard for the Bouch bomb, but players are getting in lanes, sticks are in lanes. It's hard to get that puck to the net. Edmonton needs to start meat and potatoes style power plays. Work the puck down low, throw it in the crease, have 2 or 3 guys crash the net, and just try and get an ugly one in. Has the team had a lot of disallowed goals because of goaltender interference? Yes, and that's a risk you're going to take if you play that style power play, but anything to get the players feeling good about their game. It does not have to be a pretty goal. You don't have to pass the puck 100 times and try and Harlem Globetrotter the puck into the net. Go to work, meat and potatoes, grind away, get that puck in there. I don't care how you do it, and for the penalty kill, they just have to bear down. Stuart Skinner, Calvin Pickard, they just have to make a couple extra saves, and that penalty kill will start to feel a lot better about itself. So moving forward, the special teams has to get going here. Edmonton is 2-4 on the season, and the special teams is a large reason as to why they are 2-4. But moving on from special teams, the main reason why Edmonton is not winning games is their offense. Where is the offense? For a team that has the depth that they have, at least on paper, you would expect this team to perform much better on the score sheet. However, 6 of Edmonton's 12 regular players do not have a goal this season. 6 of their 12 regular forwards, do not have a goal. Vasily Podkolzin, Victor Arvidsson, Zach Hyman, Matthias Janmark, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, none of these players have goals this season for the Edmonton Oilers. That's horrifying to me. Horrifying that you have that many players making as much money as they do, not putting the puck in the net. Having 2 of those 6 players be top 6 players and playing a lot of their minutes with Draisaitl or McDavid, like Nugent-Hopkins and Zach Hyman having 0 goals, yikes. Derek Ryan having 0 goals, is that surprising? No, it's Derek Ryan. He had a nice goal. It was called off because Arvidsson went offside. But for Victor Arvidsson, this is an interesting one. I expected a little bit more offense from him. I understand that a new team, sometimes there's that awkward phase where you're trying to figure out where your place is on the team, how you want to play. Does your style of play fit with what the team is doing on the ice? Arvidsson, I don't think has looked poor. I don't think he's looked bad. I don't think Arvidsson has looked like a player that deserves to be at 0 points after 6 games. But if he can't start producing soon, there's going to be some conversations in oil country. We don't want this to be a situation where it's the next Connor Brown, right? Where they go and, it takes until March to get their first goal. That's not going to happen with Arvidsson. He's too skilled and historically has put the puck in the net way more to give me that feeling. However, maybe the signs are there. Let's hope that this is not another Connor Brown situation. Zach Hyman, I already talked about him. 0 goals, 0 assists. It's just not good enough. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins does have 2 assists this season, but like I said, he's a black hole. He's tied for worst plus minus on the team with forwards with Connor Brown and Adam Henrique. And speaking of Brown and Henrique, they have 1 goal apiece and no assists. Like the team has 12 goals in 6 games. The team has scored 12 total goals in 6 games. I don't care how good your goaltending is or how bad it is. You are not winning games if you're only scoring 2 goals a game. This is almost a 4-3 league rather than a 3-2 league, and the team isn't even able to score 2 goals. So they're asking too much from the goaltending, and they're not generating enough on their own. And are they playing good enough to score some goals? Will the puck luck turn around? Yeah. But right now, there are a lot of cold players. Most of this team does not have a goal. Even guy like Evan Bouchard only has 1 goal. Connor McDavid has 1 goal. The only players that I would say are producing at or where they should be are Leon Draisaitl and Jeff Skinner. Like Brett Kulak has more goals than 90% of this roster right now. Doesn't make any sense. I love early season hockey. Once the team has played their 8th game, we are going to fully analyze this team every 8 games to see where the trends are, what's going to improve, what's going to regress. The Oilers right now, after 6 games, are 2-4. If they're able to win their next 2, get to 4-4, I will feel a lot better about analyzing this team heading into their next 8-game stretch. But for now, we're going to leave it here. I really hope you enjoyed this day after discussion. I know it wasn't quite as structured as it usually is, but I still hope you enjoyed. I think there was a lot of things that I discussed that I wasn't able to in yesterday's video that you enjoyed. And like I said, if there's anything that you want to discuss, any players you want to talk about, anything you think I missed, make sure you let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing a hockey pool update, the standings update. I want to see where everyone's sitting. And by the way, I'm pretty sure one of the teams I entered 2 teams because I think it would be fun to do that. One of my teams, I think, is sitting near or at dead last at the moment. So maybe my own team. I keep talking about this wall of shame. Watch me be put on the wall of shame. Although what happens if my one team that I entered wins the pool and the other one finishes dead last? I'll have a trophy and the wall of shame. Too funny. We will take a look at the hockey pool standings and, of course, the bracket challenge. I still have to announce a winner for that. I haven't even figured out a prize for that. So for those who participated in the bracket challenge, I do apologize. I am working on that. So just give me a little bit more time to figure things out. I love all of you, Oil Country. You are amazing. Your support is amazing. Thank you so much for all the support that you give me all the time. It means the world. I would not be able to do what I'm doing right now without all of you, so thank you. Make sure you tell someone that you love them. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Fight like a kid. Fight like Ben. Let's go, Oilers. See you soon.